and 5 others under arrest this morning, accused of a multi-million-dollar food stamp fraud and bribery scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York calling this one of the largest food stamp frauds in U.S. history. Joining me now is the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. Secretary, it's great to have you this morning. What can you tell us about this?
Well, good morning, Maria. It's always so great to be with you, and you are coming from one of my favorite places in America, so it's really great to see you there. Listen, this is a new day, and President Trump promised as he was traveling across the country over the last few years that it would not be the government that we know. The government certainly that under Joe Biden exponentially grew, and alongside that, including the fraud and waste and abuse. And so at USDA, we are hyper-focused on rooting out that waste, fraud, and abuse. And to your point, yesterday was, if not the largest, one of the largest stings. And moving forward and finding that fraud, I think almost $70 million that is no longer going to be allowed here in Washington and with these programs like the food stamp program. So we're going to move forward, obviously, in partnership with the FBI, with the Department of Justice, of course, our team at USDA. This is not the one and only. There are going to be many more to come, and we're going to make sure that we're delivering on our promises to the taxpayers.
So the prosecutors and the authorities are saying that this person defrauded the SNAP program, right? The also known as food stamps, $66 million in unauthorized transactions.
That's right. Well, the food stamp program is one of the largest government programs across the federal government. And obviously, I've talked on this show and other shows that it's time for real effective change. Part of that $200 billion annual program, the best sort of estimate is between 20 to 30% of that is fraud, waste, and abuse. The $66 million that was announced yesterday on behalf of USDA and the others that were part of that, again, is just the tip of the spear. And the way that works, Maria, the EBT cards is what USDA, the government, uses to provide that supplemental nutrition assistance, which is the food stamps, and that it's a fairly easy thing to do. We're trying to lock it down right now to ensure that it doesn't keep happening. But when you've got employees that basically don't follow the law, then we've got to fix it, and that's what we're doing. There's going to be real consequences for breaking the law across America's federal government with President Trump. But this is just one of many more to come.
Well, we definitely want to see consequences and accountability, but let me move on. Secretary, you approved
to avoid getting arrested for it. That's allegedly what one woman did when federal agents came to her door to bust her on a decades-long scam. Rovio Hernandez has been indicted by a federal grand jury in Massachusetts. Prosecutors say the 59-year-old lived under a stolen identity for nearly 20 years, pretending to be a Puerto Rican-born U.S. citizen named EC. And with that fake identity, she allegedly registered to vote, voted in the 2024 election, and was even caught on surveillance video with an "I voted" sticker the same day the ballot was submitted. But investigators say that was just the opening act. Rovio Hernandez allegedly scammed more than $400,000 in federal benefits using the stolen identity, ranging from Section 8 housing subsidies to Social Security disability payments to food stamps, all while claiming to be a U.S. citizen named EC. According to the federal indictment against her, Rovio Hernandez's charade started to unravel when she applied for a U.S. passport in late 2024. During processing, her photo triggered a match to a 2003 visa denial filed under her real name in Colombia. Agents then dug deeper and discovered her fingerprints matched the Colombian national, not the American identity she had assumed. They also found she'd secured 9 different Massachusetts IDs over the years, including the supposedly tamper-proof Real ID, all based on forged documents and a stolen Social Security number. And when agents showed up to arrest her, she didn't exactly cooperate. She held the door shut, blocked their key, and tried to escape out of a first-floor window. Shoes on, window open, screen up, in 30-degree weather. It took breaching 2 doors just to drag her in.
23.
Mark, Charlotte, to no one's surprise, the feds consider Rovio Hernandez a flight risk. Now she's facing multiple felony charges, including identity theft, Social Security fraud, and voter fraud, which, again, we're told never happens.
Yeah, Jason, I mean, I know this is Massachusetts. Do you get any sense that they are going to tighten up their election laws?
No, so listen, this is how she was actually registered to vote. She goes in, gets her learner's permit, and she just checks a box that says, I am a U.S. citizen. That mark that automatically triggers voter registration. She gets her voter card and then votes in the last presidential election.
That's right. No accountability. Just check a box and you're good to go. All right, Jason.
Depends on who she voted for?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Thank you.
All right.